Hello, my name is Setya. Today I will presentation the articles about students' attitudes towards blended learning through Google Classroom in General English course by Irfan Fajrul Falah from SDKIP Muhammadiyah Kuningan, Jawa Barat, Indonesia, and Chairuddin from Universitas Samudra Aceh, Indonesia. During the pandemic of COVID-19, offline and online learning are recommended by the government of Indonesia. By using both offline and online, students will have the opportunity to enhance their self-regulate learning, which seems very effective in this challenging time. Therefore, this study investigates the students' attitudes on implementing blended learning, especially in general English course. The study employed a survey method in gaining the data where around 92 students of primary school education study program were involved both in filling questionnaire. Interview was also conducted by the researchers to validate and elicit more feedback on the study. The finding shows that almost 76.3% of the students were positive and satisfied on the implementation of blended learning. By applying blended learning, students were also permitted to repeat or reopen the lesson without any pressure. By conducting this study, several shortages were also appeared where internet connection was the main problem. Teachers' lack of online learning design was also a thing to take into consideration. Blended learning has been very effective, hence this study support the refinement of the implementation, especially in the area where internet connection is a thing to be a concern. Introduction. Learning is a complex process that should never be confined to a classroom and school system. Fadila, Rahmiati, Asra, and Mahathir in 2021 state school systems seek to improve their outcomes and practice worldwide. On the other hand, a learning extends beyond the classroom and includes information and communication via the internet, which learners can access directly from their laptops or even smartphones. Thus, a learning has seen significant expansion in recent years by Osguthorpe and Graham in 2003, appealing to both learners, companies, and academia. According to several experts by Munro and Munro in 2004, Isda Imran, Purwati, and Rahmiati in 2021. Some of the numerous claimed benefits of e-learning include continual learning, time savings, and reduced trip expenditures. In this pandemic COVID-19, especially in Indonesia, the trend of e-learning is increasing significantly despite the government recommends it. It offers a lot of innovations and opportunities, especially for the teachers in optimizing their efforts to improve students' outcomes with various solutions by Purnawarman, Susilawati, and Sundayana in 2016, Garrisons and in 2004. However, since technology advancement is not balanced yet in every region in Indonesia, the use of full learning will be a burden especially for the students. Therefore, teachers should adopt and make it appropriate to be used in teaching and learning. Blended learning is one method for implementing a learning. Blended learning is a blend of face-to-face and online learning activities that makes the best use of resources that address critical institutional concerns. By Graham in 2006, it also provides an effective blend of diverse modes of delivery, teaching models, and learning styles that are used in interactively meaningful learning environment by Kaur in 2012. Blended learning has become a new learning environment in recent years. A study conducted by Purnawarman, Susilawati, and Sundayana in 2016 shows that blended learning can be an alternative and effort for the teacher to integrate technology into the teaching and learning process, which is undeniable. Whereas Brenda in 2017 claimed that teaching through blended setting provides the flexibility for the students to study with their own pace. In addition, Spodart in 2001 stated that online environments give students more time to respond and participate, which may increase their motivation, especially for shy students. Osgood-Thorpe and Graham in 2004 assumed blended learning is about combining face-to-face or traditional and online. Moreover, it provides them to learn independently by seeking the material that relate to their interests. On the other hand, Fate and Fu in 2013 on their research explained that the real challenge is not only in integrating technology or create an online platform, but to find a balanced proportion of online and online instructions that the students can take the benefits of it. Somehow, implementing blended learning is not as easy as it seems since to the technology. As seen above, research on blended learning and its success is much and varied, especially in its implementation, but somehow it still deserves further study in different aspects such as students' attitude. Indeed, this study was intended to investigate to students' attitude towards blended learning in English for general academic, especially by using Google Classroom since it is easier to use as a learning management system or LMS and available for free. Blended learning. Globally, information technology has resulted in enormous political, social, economics, and educational transformation through computers and the internet. ICT facilitate access to and the internet ICT facilitates access to information in many fields by Kaur in 2013. As a result, online teaching learning settings and competition with face-to-face environment grew swiftly and expanded widely. As Guthorpe and Graham in 2003, on the other hand, claim that blended learning is more efficient than traditional methods because it makes it simpler and more convenient to access learning and teaching environments. Blended learning is gaining popularity because many educators believe it combines the best of both worlds by giving students the opportunity to learn in both online and traditional classroom settings by Edelman in 2012. Blended learning combines online and offline learning by Purnawarman, Susilawati, and Sundayana in 2016. Blended learning, as defined by Graham in 2004, blended learning in an EFL setting is pedagogical strategy that accommodates students' effectiveness and opportunities for engaging technology in the learning process by Zuban, Hartman, and Moskal in 2004. Through videos, blogs, chat rooms, and discussion forums, learning can provide access to target language culture by Jove and Uchida in 1997. These tools provide EFL learners with more access to the language of native speakers, according to Graham in 2006. Online environments help pupils feel at ease. Online exposure can facilitate the employment of strategies in training our language skill. Online activities also assist self-directed learning concerning course material by Berenfenger in 2005. The changing of learning environment has also led the changing of learning paradigm. In this term, the student-centered approach is more suitable for engaging technology in a learning activity. Google Classroom is a relatively new initiative that Google has launched for educational institutions in order to create a platform for blended learning that can generate, distribute, and grade assignments without the need of paper by Jensen in 2017. As a result, it is a simple approach for professors to engage students online for questions, discussion with teachers and classmates, and assignment submission. According to Ifakar in 2016, Google Classroom allows teachers to spend more time with their students and less time on paperwork, and it is now much better. Google's more recent announcement expands the functionality of Google Classroom, the ability to add more than one teacher, as well as plan sessions and prepare new feature by Rebiza. Methodology. The method that employed in this study was survey method. The samples of this study were the fifth semester of primary school education students in STKIP Muhammadiyah Kuningan, consisting of 92 students from 3 classes. The data were collected through questionnaires and interview to validate and elicit the feedback. The questionnaire was developed to identify students' view and blended learning environment with Google Classroom. The questionnaire consists of 12 items to identify students' attitude towards blended learning process. The scoring for the questionnaire was established according to the 5-like scale. Strongly agree, 5 points; agree, 4 points; undecided, 3 points; disagree, 2 points and strongly disagree 1 point. The quantitative data from questionnaire were analyzed by descriptive statistic, while triangulation was used to analyze the qualitative data obtained. It is based on Creswell in 1998 and Silverman in 2005, who acknowledge triangulation is a crucial effort in analyzing the qualitative data. Findings and discussion. The proportion of blended use in this subject during the semester consists of 70% face-to-face instructions and only 30% was conducted in online learning, since the authority is still finding the right proportion. It offered the students the 4 language skills: listening, reading, speaking, and writing. At the half of the course, the writers spread a questionnaire to investigate student response to this blended learning implementation. The questionnaire has 3 aspects: students' attitude towards the process, students' attitude towards the content, and the last, student attitude toward the ease of Google Classroom. However, in this current study, only the attitudes toward process that will be displayed, since the instrument for content and easiness are still to be validated. You can see the table 1, students' attitudes towards blended learning process. As we can see from the table, the highest percentage is on item number 6 is 83.6%, where blended learning allows students to interact with the teachers. Interaction between student and teacher is very important, especially for student feedback. The exchange can be one-to-one or one-to-many or private between the instructor and one student, or more public with the entire class. Students may feel more confident interacting with the teacher online rather than in person during class. Online communication differs from face-to-face engagement because it does not use paralinguistic elements to complement students, such as gestures and facial expressions. The second higher percentage is the belief that blended learning can improve students' skills or understanding is 81.4%. The exposure provided in the LMS can assist students recall their grasp of the materials and practice their abilities. As a result, it established a new culture of second language learning. Students are aware of their responsibilities to access online materials and assignment. It reflects their self-regulate learning and autonomy. The following item that has high percentage is on student-to-student interaction is 78.1%. It is believed that this kind of interaction will benefit both sides in improving their understanding of the material delivered by the teacher during the blended learning process. In online class, instructors frequently give students with opportunities for learner-to-learner engagement through group project and thread discussion boards. According to the table above, most students indicate a good attitude toward the blended learning process, with the average being about 76.3%. It backs up other research conclusions that pupils like the blended learning method in general. While the attitudes of students towards the process of blended learning implementation is in positive category or 76.3%, the result of the interview adds several information related to the implementation of blended learning, where there are some difficulties for experienced by the majority students during the process of blended learning implementation, especially in uploading a video into Classroom, where the quality of the video is high definition. They use stable internet connection, whether from campus or self-access is probably the issue. And the end is conclusion. Based on the findings, it can be concluded the implementation of blended learning through Google Classroom in general English course was run well. It can be seen from the perspective that shown by the students was positive, where 76.3% of them were satisfied on blended learning implementation. It was also believed that by using blended learning, students were permitted to repeat lessons without judgment of pursuit. However, regarding the study's findings, several considerations are recommended. First, a stable blended learning with good facilities such as internet connection is needed. Second, teachers should be more creative since most students are new to use the technology, and the last but not least, teachers should find a better formula to create a good proportion between online and online learning. And it's all a presentation about students' attitudes towards blended learning through Google Classroom in General English Course article by Irfan Fajur Falah and Chairuddin. I'm Akwidia Setya. Thank you.